select an underqualified retired lieutenant general to be the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff?
I'm gonna choose to reject your unqualified question. Who's next?
Secretary, how did the 3 JAGs that you say you're replacing present roadblocks, as you said, to what the president is wanting to do?
It's not about roadblocks to an agenda. It's roadblocks to do orders that are given by a commander-in-chief. So ultimately, I want the best possible lawyers in each service to provide the best possible recommendations, no matter what, to lawful orders that are given. And we didn't think those particular positions were well suited. And so we're looking for the best. We're opening it up to everybody to be able to be the top lawyer of those services. Well, welcome, Your Royal Highness. Thank you very much for being here. It is our pleasure to welcome you to the Pentagon, although you're no stranger to the Pentagon. I also want to welcome your delegation, including Her Highness, Princess Rima bint Bandar. Did I get that right?
Indeed.
Thank you. The Kingdom's ambassador to Washington. Glad to have you. And on behalf of President Trump, welcome. And as you know, he's made it clear in his administration we're going to pursue peace through strength and put America first. But that does not mean ignoring partnerships. And in fact, it requires greater attention to the ones that matter the most. And our partnership with Saudi Arabia matters a great deal. President Trump demonstrated this when he made his first overseas phone call to Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on January 23rd. He also made his first visit in his first term, as you, I know, recall, in his first term. We've got tremendous opportunities to pursue security and stability in the Middle East, combat terrorism, and increase mutual prosperity. Our cooperation, as you know, has been long-standing. 80 years ago last week, our heads of state held their first historic meeting aboard the USS Quincy in the Suez Canal. And since then, we've worked to take on terrorism and all of its manifestations today with the groups like the Houthis, build interoperability, and forge multilateral approaches in many ways through Saudi leadership. Today, our relationship is a critical center of gravity in a very turbulent region in the world. So I want to thank the Kingdom also, more specifically, for hosting important discussions between the United States and Russia as we pursue one of President Trump's top priorities, which is bringing peace to the war in Ukraine. And I also want to continue deepening and strengthening our partnership to pursue security and prosperity for both Americans and Saudis. So I'm very much looking forward to a great discussion. Thank you for joining us today, you and your entire delegation. Thank you.
Three JAGs.
Mr. Secretary, why did you select an underqualified retired lieutenant general to be the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff?
I'm gonna choose to reject your unqualified question. Who's next?
Secretary, how did the 3 JAGs that you say you're replacing present roadblocks, as you said, to what the president is wanting to do?
It's not about roadblocks to an agenda. It's roadblocks to do orders that are given by a commander-in-chief. So ultimately, I want the best possible lawyers in each service to provide the best possible recommendations, no matter what, to lawful orders that are given. And we didn't think those particular positions were well suited. And so we're looking for the best. We're opening it up to everybody to be able to be the top lawyer of those services. Once again, from the Defense Department. You, the American people, work really hard to support the men and women in uniform who keep our country safe. We, in turn, owe you transparency on what we're doing to accomplish our core mission, which is securing the nation and spending your taxpayer dollars, ours,
wisely. We're going to shoot straight with you. We want you, the American people, the taxpayers, to understand why we're making the decisions that we're making here. First and foremost, as we're executing as quickly as possible the priorities of President Donald Trump: achieving peace through strength, restoring the warrior ethos, rebuilding our military, and reestablishing deterrence. Those are no-brainers, and the American people gave a mandate to President Trump, and through him to us, to double down on those priorities, and that's exactly what we're doing. Now, the legacy media has, of course, a different agenda. You see the same clickbait headlines that I do. Time after time, the media distorts good news stories or often just gets them flat wrong. In many cases, well, in most cases, they have an agenda. Other times, they are just lazy, as they often are, and they don't take time to actually understand the facts. I encourage you to take that media, those negative reports about important decisions that we're making at the department, with a gigantic grain of salt, please. Ever since I've taken this position, the only thing I care about is doing right by the warfighters, by the troops. In short, we want the biggest, most badass military on the planet, on God's green earth. I'm in this room right now, but I'm not alone. Behind the camera are lots of vets and military family members, along with other people who, like you, are invested in exactly what that core mission is. So when we make decisions that are misreported in the media, we're going to try to get to you as quickly as possible. And not just me, it'll be other people as well. So you understand the real thought process behind them, and then how they relate to our core mission of fighting and winning war, hopefully deterring them, but fighting and winning wars, and then how we spend your taxpayer dollars wisely to accomplish that mission. Is DOGE. They're here and we're welcoming them. In fact, right over there, about 20 minutes ago, I just met with them. And we're going to be incorporating into what we're doing at DOD, everything they're doing to find fraud, waste, and abuse, in the largest discretionary budget in the federal government. They're going to have broad access. Obviously, with all the safeguards on classification, they know that. Many of them are vets. They care just like we do. To find the redundancies and identify the last vestiges of Biden priorities, the DEI, the woke, the climate change BS, that's not core to our mission, and we're going to get rid of it all. With DOGE, we're focusing as much as we can on headquarters and fat and redundancies and top-line stuff that allows us to reinvest elsewhere. We welcome DOGE, and finding those efficiencies is how we save taxpayer dollars. That is a good thing that, of course, is being distorted through the media, their hyperventilation, and it just goes entirely unreported for the most part.